I'm Rick Kaler. Thanks for joining me. I've been warning against speculating in cryptocurrency since 2017. Any currency typically really doesn't have a place in a conservative investment portfolio. And that's doubly true, maybe quadruply true for digital currencies. These have got to be approached in the same manner as any risky speculation. That's a little bit of an oxymoron because any speculation is risky, right? Never ever borrow to speculate in virtual or cryptocurrencies, and never commit more money to speculating in them than you can comfortably lose. And if you are a follower of my videos, you know that I don't use never lightly. The recent headlines about cryptocurrency values certainly reinforce this advice. Crypto investments have seen exponentially more losses than investing in even equities, certainly a diversified portfolio. On April 13th, 2021, the single Bitcoin price was over $63,000. 14 months later, on June 27th, 2022, the price was around $21,000. Now that's a loss of 2/3, about 67% of its value in just 14 months. In contrast, a diversified portfolio that doesn't have exposure to cryptocurrency is down around 5%. This kind of volatility is really common for cryptocurrency. Bitcoin can move on the average of 3 to 6% a day. That's exponentially more than any currency out there that moves in a range of, say, 0.1 to really 0.5. There's just no evidence-based reason that a long-term investor would include such a speculative gamble in their portfolios. So it, it really made me wonder, what type of personality type signs on for such a violently volatile investment experience? Well, researchers D. Wang, Brett Martin, and Young Yao, writing in Social Psychology, answered that question. They conducted a survey of 566 investors to find out. And they gave these participants personality survey tests and asked them about their attitudes toward crypto and whether they invested in cryptocurrencies or planned to. Of their sample, a quarter, 26%, owned crypto, and just about 2/3, 64%, showed interest in crypto investing. The survey found that those who own cryptocurrency are people drawn to high-risk investments, no surprise there, and a distrust of government. The researchers then assessed these individuals to see if there was any commonality of personality traits among them. And what they found was amazing. These speculators, while saying they were investing for the hope of high returns, were drawn to cryptocurrency for reasons that were not just about the money. Imagine that. They all, 100%, held personality traits in 4 areas of psychology that psychology calls the dark triad: narcissism, psychopathy, Machiavellianism, and sadism. The survey found there were 3 common themes that might connect the dark triad personalities to crypto: FOMO, fear of missing out; optimism; and a belief in conspiracy theories. Now, the researchers found that the first type, narcissists, who are those who tend to be self-centered and experience feelings of privilege and predominance over others, tend to like crypto because they're confident that their decisions are better than the decisions of others. The cognitive biases involved here are overconfidence, delusion, and narrow framing. Psychopaths, according to the research, uh, have a callous, impulsive, antisocial personality trait. The reckless nature of psychopaths makes them more resistant to stress and anxiety. Okay, so they're resistant to that. They don't feel that as much. So as a result, psychopaths like stimulating, seeking, and risk-taking things. So they're prone to gambling and gambling addiction. While this includes the cognitive bias of overconfidence, delusion, and narrow framing, it also includes confirmation bias and FOMO, the fear of missing out. People with Machiavellianism tendencies are skilled at deception and interpersonal manipulation. They like crypto because it's not controlled by governments, which they believe to be corrupt. Sadism relates to a personality that enjoys another's suffering and is often aggressive. Now, buying crypto is unlikely to harm others. The researchers did find out that sadists like crypto because of fear of missing out, FOMO, on investment rewards. Of course, not everybody who speculates in cryptocurrencies, I want to stress this, falls into the dark tree tab. If you wonder whether you have traits of Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy, tongue twister, there's an online assessment that you can take, and you can find that at openpsychometrics.org/tests in lowercase / both of these are backslashes, capital S, capital D, 3 / it's an interesting test. The bottom line of the research may be that self-aware people usually don't play with cryptocurrency, preferring a lack of extreme excitement in their investments. Those who do hold cryptocurrencies seem to have parts of themselves that enjoy walking an investment tightrope in extremely high wind conditions over a 2,500-foot canyon, which is an adventure that often doesn't end very well. Thanks for listening.